What is your opinion on Fidel Castro of Cuba? Many are celebrating his death, while many are mourning it. He was also a close ally to Guevara. Che Guevara, who you used as an example in one of your articles. What are your thoughts?
The person knows that I use Che Guevara.
Che Guevara, yeah.
Yeah, in my article. Yeah, so he's been following me. Okay, what do I think about Fidel Castro?
Yeah.
No doubt, one of the greatest human beings that have ever lived on earth.
Right.
And what made him great is because of his love and compassion for ordinary people. And definitely one of the greatest orators that has ever lived.
Oh, okay.
One of the greatest orators. I mean, Fidel Castro can speak for 12 hours, 18 hours without a paper, and without stopping. It's just like a preacher would do. You know, not even every preacher can do that. And Fidel Castro was also a great human mobilizer. But he had great compassion and love for ordinary people. That is what separates him. That's what makes him better than most of the American capitalists.
But they are saying that he incapacitated his people and took advantage of his people.
Yeah, they didn't take advantage of his people.
Okay.
But he brought revolution.
Okay.
And then, as a result of revolution, the people he counted as bourgeoisie, or the people who he counted as wealthy and rich, he took their wealth from them and nationalized their properties and distributed, because that is the ideology of communism that he brought, of socialism that he brought. But the people who are criticizing him most are the Americans. But what the Americans won't tell you is that they used him. He was their agent before he turned against them.
Okay.
So when he was in their side, when he was their agent, he was good. So when he turned against Americans, now it's like they are now treating him like a devil. And they said, I just see that a lot of preachers, because they are coming from America, everybody, because you know, they just take the opinion of the American government because they are American preachers. So they don't look at it from two sides. They only look at it from the side of their government. So a lot of preachers and a lot of ministers, they just speak the opinion of the mass media that is they are living in, what they are fed with. They don't see it from the other side. Yes, did he do some things bad? Ooh, he did a lot of evil. But that did not erase the very good things he did. Okay, for example, that country, despite the fact that it was the country that's just 1 hour from America, it was one of the poorest countries in the world. It is still one of the poorest countries in the world, but now it is totally different. It is a country that nobody even knew. Almost very few people knew that it existed before. But now Cuba is on the mouth of everybody in the world. It became a world player because of one man, Fidel Castro, number one. Number two, before Fidel Castro came, that country was a third world country, like every African country, with maybe 70% illiterate. People don't know how to read or write. This man brought that country to 99% literacy. Or almost 100%, one of the highest, most educated countries in the world. That's one. Number two, people didn't have access to medical services. And it was because you have to pay. It was just like, you know, just like in Nigeria now. It was just like that kind of country. When this man came, the medical service in Cuba today is one of the top in the world. It's higher than America. Their medical service is better than America. And this is one of the poorest countries in the world. Then, more than that, you know, Cubans, it's just a small country. How many millions? Maybe less than 10 million people, I think. And they are so excellent in many things. And the country, they got rid of the rich people, but everybody is doing well. Everybody, just like here. You know, everybody is equal. Everybody has everything they need, basic amenities. They are not living in luxury too much, not having too much in excess, but at least nobody is like the way they used to be dejected. And that is because he himself was from a very wealthy family.
Okay.
His father was very rich, one of the richest in the country, but he turned against that lifestyle because he was growing up rich, had everything he needed, and he was seeing so much poverty around. And he was saying, even if I try to help by my own strength alone, how many people will I help? Like, the whole system has to change. That is what he did. So he brought out a lot of people from generational in sports. It's one of the leading sports countries in the world. Small country like that, but they're on the world stage. In fact, Cuba now is one of the most powerful Latin American countries. They help almost every country in the world with medical services and medical education. In fact, Cuba is giving scholarship to Americans.
Wow.
To come and study medicine.
Wow.
And some of those things are things you never hear.
Right.
The things you will always hear is the position of the American government or the Cubans who ran away, the elite that had money. And it's just like saying a revolution happens in Nigeria now. 99, that is 150 million or 170 million of Nigerians are the ones who benefit, they will rejoice. But the 100,000 or maybe 1 million that are wealthy and run away, they will be angry, of course. But where they will run to, if all of them go to that, that's where the only story they are hearing. But the 200 million people that will be happy and are satisfied, they are satisfied. They are happy because their plight have been removed.
Okay. But there was a story of the daughter actually also leaving to, escaping to America and was against the father and condemning his leadership.
Yes, because of the socialist and communist system.
Okay.
And what is the socialist system and communist system? Because it's an ideology.
Right.
And the ideology is that not everybody can just go and become who they want to become. It's an ideology that wants to distribute wealth equally.
Okay.
So if the daughter is more exposed to the Western way of life, she came from a grandfather of wealth and everything. She wants to also live like that, free and extravagant life. Maybe that's why she turned against the father. But the father had a lot of enemies, but had a lot of, had a lot of admirers too. But let me tell you something personally about him. Apart from, I don't say he didn't do anything bad though. Because when he came, you know what he did? No. He arrested all the corrupt people, the people they say they are corrupt, and did, like judgment, what do you call it? They do this judgment something. Anyway, court for them, civil court, communal court. On all of them that were guilty, or that they counted as guilty, they took them to firing squad. Whoa. All corruption, all people who are corrupt, they fired them like they just killed them. Then they also went down and anybody that supported the corrupt government, they were also arrested. Wow. And if they were proven guilty, they were also fired. So, since it did a lot of rough things, really bad things for democracy now. But those kind of evil things, they happen everywhere too, even in the so-called democratic countries. So he has his enemies and he has his friends. But what I would say about him is that the reason why he's the one that holds the world record in assassination attempts. Over 600 assassination attempts against him. Wow. Wow. And they couldn't succeed. Out of that 600 assassination attempts, at least half of them are from American government, and they couldn't succeed. Wow. They couldn't kill the guy. Wow. Because the people loved him, really. Uh-huh. So, but his own thing that he had, let me tell you now, it was, if you meet Fidel Castro, it's like, just for the sake of illustration, I would say this, because I just don't know any other example to use. It's like meeting Pastor Sunday. Okay. He's a very friendly person. Yes. Very jovial person. Yeah. Very knowledgeable person. Yeah. And very people-oriented person. He truly cares for people. Right. For example, the American government sent some militia, military men, yes. Mercenaries, they call them, send them to go and overthrow him.
Okay.
And they threw them in their troop plane from Miami Beach and flew them to the country incognito, and started a war over there. And the American government started supporting them through plane. So, but the people arose and they fought, and they were able to defend the throne, and surrounded killed some of those American soldiers, but the American soldiers of Cuban descent.
Okay.
That had immigrated out of Cuba to America. So they are the ones that formed the army. The American government trained them, equipped them, and threw them there.
Them back.
Yeah. So as if it is a civil war.
Okay.
So after they imprisoned they surrounded all the soldiers, they put them in prison, and then Fidel Castro himself came to see them in prison. They were qualified to be shot dead by foreign squad. So after 3 months of being in prison, he just came one day. They gathered all of them incognito. He just came and said, I'm Fidel. You wanted to overthrow me and kill me. He said, but how have you been treated these three months that you have been in prison? How is our revolution treating you? And started telling them, you know why? You see, you are kids. You are just, even I was born in this country. This is why we did the revolution. It's not because I'm so wicked, though. It's just because I care for people. See how much we have been able to. Just explain. In fact, they were Americans who were born over there by immigrants of the Cuba. People who moved there. So they said by the time they finished listening to him, all of them were saying, Fidel, Fidel. Some of them remained. They refused to go back to America after.
Wow. Wow.
Because they say we've not seen somebody who is so down to earth, so truthful, so sincere, so, so care about us, even who are prisoners in his, who he was supposed to shoot. He was explaining to us one by one and what happened and what they did and why they did what they did. So that is the personal, the touch, the unique part of him that makes people to be so endeared to him.
Okay.
Because he's truly interested in them, and he was really giving his life to help them.
Yeah, and they said that in his biography, and they said he's very vindictive too.
Yeah, that's the reason why they say vindictive, what I said. That all the people they found
guilty, he shot them.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.